Hey, how's it going, guys? It's been a while, huh? Yeah, I went to New York. Trip. Like, I was tripping because I was smoking so much weed. Just playing. Nah, New York was great. But, today I want to talk about anxiety. Anxiety comes from a lot of people have anxiety because of women. And I hate to tell you this, but it's not actually from women. And a lot of people have anxiety from homework, or they have anxiety from just some of the things in life that they do every day, like daily chores or something. And I'm sorry to say this to you guys, but it's not actually the girls or the the homework or some of the things in everyday life. It's you. The reason why you have anxiety is because your body's trying to tell, or your mind is trying to tell you something is wrong. Something is not going your way. And that's why you have anxiety. You're like, oh shit, that's not what I wanted to happen. And then you also get anxiety because it kind of just stems from, and this is from a guy's perspective. I don't know how women look at it because um, men and women's psychology is very different. But when you're not good enough, or you feel like you're not good enough, that's when the anxiety ensues. That's when the anxiety attacks happen because you're thinking to yourself, like, for instance, if you were on a date, you're like, oh, what if I'm not good enough for this girl? What if I'm not good enough to actually perform? I don't actually know what to say here. I don't know what to do. What if this? What if that? And then you're like, oh my goodness, you start thinking, and then you start having a panic attack or you start having anxiety. And I know there's two different things, but you start to have like a really bad anxiety, and then you can't sleep because you go home that night and you don't know if you did the right thing. But it really just anxiety really just stems from not being able to have control of the situation, because when you have control of a situation, I mean, why would you have anxiety then? You can control the situation. Everything goes your way. There's no need for anxiety. And even when things do go your way, you still have anxiety. Why? It's because you think to yourself, okay, it went good this time, but just because it went good this time doesn't mean it's going to happen like this all the time for the rest of my life. And then you start overthinking it, and you're like, oh man, I can't do this. I can't do this. And then, I mean, it's just a vicious cycle. But if you want to like lower your chances of a panic attack, or you want to stop your anxiety, then what I recommend you do, and I know a lot of people have anxiety and it's bad, but for people that have like anxiety attacks like me, I have it like maybe like when I think about the future or something. When I think about women, it's just like I know that there's a lot of women in the world. There's plenty of efficiency, so it doesn't matter really. But when you start to get attached to women and then you're like, oh man, that I actually like her. And then you're like, what if I lose her? And then that's when the anxiety ensues. But what you could do to kind of like counter the anxiety is whatever you're struggling with. So, for instance, you're like, oh, I'm not good enough because I don't have game, so I don't know how to pick up these girls. Or I don't know how to get their numbers because I don't know what to say. And then your anxiety like starts like ticking. It's a ticking time bomb right there. It starts happening. So what do you do then? You literally have to learn how to talk to women. You need game. So go get some game. Get out there and go get some game. Go watch YouTube videos if you never watched them. Now, don't keep on watching YouTube videos and be like, oh, I can never do that. Watch a couple, get educated, and then put that education to use. Don't just cram the information, actually use that information. I am a firm believer of trying things first and then having the education, because even though you have let me back up right there and say, have a little bit of education, then try the thing, then have a lot of education, and then try again. Because if you have no education, if you've never done it before, you probably have 9 times out of 10. But if you haven't, get the education just a little bit and then try again. But what you need to do is go out there and actually talk to those women. Try new things. It's like, oh, but I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. If you don't know what to say, literally go up to her. Hey, I think you're pretty and I'd like to get your number and maybe we can get coffee sometime. Do you like coffee? Oh, you like tea? What kind of tea you like? Oh, green tea, dude. That's crazy. I love green tea. We can be green tea buddies. Oh, sex today? Okay, let's go, dude. On the first date, hell yeah. Anyway, yeah, you just gotta work on your anxiety and some of the things that you're having anxiety about. You have Now you're gonna be like, okay, well, I have a paper due or something, or oh, I need to study for the exam and I don't know if I'm gonna pass or not. That is a different story and a different subject, because those types of things is different from picking up women, because you can get the knowledge, but if you're not really familiar on it and you failed in the past, that's where the anxiety ensues. That's when it happens. So what you need to do there is read the book, study, actually take a test online, ask AI, ask Google, do your research, and be like, okay, everything's good. And then unfortunately, you're going to have anxiety for that, but you just kind of need to leave it alone and then distract yourself with something else, like going out and picking up women or something. Now, a lot of people have night anxiety and they have to go to sleep and they can't because they have anxiety when they sleep, and they just can't sleep because their schedule is all fucked up. Now, let me tell you this. There is nothing more important than sleep. People are going to be like, no, I need to do my midterms. I need to finish this. I need to finish that. I'm busy. Listen, if you don't get 8 hours of sleep, you're going to kill yourself. You are not a machine that runs off of coffee. You are a machine that runs off of sleep, diet, and nutrition, and walking, running, exercising, moving, using your brain. You cannot run off of 2 to 3 hours of sleep every night. That is not good for your health. That is why your anxiety is spiking, because your body is saying, okay, something's wrong here. We're not getting our full circadian rhythm. 8 hours of sleep, we're getting 2 or 3 hours, and we're waking up at 5 in the fucking morning to do what? To do nothing. Stop not sleeping. You can be like, oh, but my anxiety. Yeah, your anxiety is fucking spiking because you're not sleeping. That's exactly why, and it's a vicious cycle. You don't sleep, you get anxiety. Then you can't sleep because you have anxiety. So what do I recommend you do? Make sure you exercise. Make sure you're eating a rich diet in magnesium, vitamin D3, and zinc. Just eat eggs, man. Eat eggs, the healthy ones. Don't take magnesium. Take magnesium glycinate, but don't take it before you go to bed, because that could spike your anxiety. Take it in the morning time. When you take your vitamins, take them fat soluble vitamins, take them with fat, and then take vitamin D with vitamin magnesium, because vitamin D depletes magnesium. Make sure you take potassium too, and zinc. Magnesium helps you sleep, but take it the first thing in the morning. Try not to have a lot of caffeine. I know a lot of people need caffeine, and I get that, but try to reduce your caffeine intake. Drink plenty of water. Don't drink it don't drink any water 2 hours before bed. And I assure you guys, if you're not getting sunlight, your anxiety will spike. Anxiety is basically a defense mechanism to tell you, it's like a spidey sense, but it's a delayed spidey sense. It's like, hey, something's not right. Something's not right. You fight or flight activate, and then your anxiety spikes. So it's literally a spidey sense. So if you actually think about it, it's pretty cool, because you have your very own spidey sense that I don't know where I'm going with that, but it's really good, because imagine someone hits you, you get hit, and then you're like, oh, something's wrong, my anxiety. You don't get to dodge it like how Spider-Man does it, but at least it's telling you, hey. So if you are an absolute retard, then you will yeah. Anyways, what you want to do is you want to balance your life. I know that a lot of you are busy, and I know that I'm busy too. I know that a lot of you have things to do in your life, and you have a really busy day and a really busy night, and then you got to hang out with friends, and then you have to study, and you have to go to work, and then you have to, yeah, you want to do this. You want to binge TikTok all day, which is about to get banned, but it's okay, because you can stop all that shit for now, and then you can go to sleep. And trust me, when you sleep, life becomes 10 times better. And I assure you, if you take your diet and nutrition to the next level, it's good. Anyways, guys, you guys have a good day. And that's it. That's all I got.